Welcome back to Old School, New School Podcast, episode 84.
Scott and I'm old school.
I'm Chester and I'm New School, and today we will be doing our draft. Our
Mock draft extraordinaire. This is how all the picks are going to end up landing, so you don't even need to watch the draft on Thursday. One rule, we didn't do any trades.
Yeah, no trades.
Because that gets goofy.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Right.
Let's start at the top on the clock. Team number 1, Tennessee Titans.
All right, the Tennessee Titans will go with Cam Ward from Miami because they need a quarterback.
And he's the best available. He's not the best player in the draft, but he's the best quarterback prospect in the draft. Okay. I mean, I think most people have that as the pick anyway. Number 2, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns need a lot of stuff. They are going to go with the best player in the draft, Travis Hunter. And he's going to play both wide receiver and cornerback until he gets hurt, which he's going to in the first season. So, yes, Travis Hunter off the board to the Cleveland Browns. Next.
All right, the Giants will go with Abdul Carter from Penn State. Very good player. Not much to be said.
Yeah, very good player. Giants take Carter at 3. Moving on to the New England Patriots. Pick number 4. They were hoping one of the last 2 guys were going to drop to them. Didn't work out. So they are going to get some help for Drake May and go with, say his name?
I forgot. T-Mac from Arizona.
T-Mac. Tatario McMillan from Arizona. Best receiver in the draft. And he'll do pretty well with the Patriots.
What's your thought? You think he's the best player in the draft? I mean, the best receiver in the draft?
Yep.
Okay.
Go on.
All right.
Pick
Next,
5.
Jacksonville. With the 5th pick, they will go with Mason Graham from Michigan, defensive lineman. Another very good player, and Jacksonville had one of the worst defenses, so anything to help.
Showing up that defensive line. Yeah. You can always use linemen.
Yep. All right, who's next?
Next is the Las Vegas Raiders. What am I going to do here? What? They need a lot of stuff. They need a cornerback. They need cornerbacks. They need linebackers. They need wide receivers. They need running backs. They don't need a quarterback because they got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete Carroll likes to run the ball, so I think
does he?
He does, except when they're on the one line. That's a different story.
Yeah.
In this draft, but he likes running backs.
Yes.
He appreciates the running game, so he's going to go with our friend out of Boise State, Ashton Genty.
Yes. Alrighty. Next, the New York Jets.
Pick number 7.
With the 7th pick in the draft, we'll go with Will Campbell from LSU, tackle. Because Jets' line wasn't that good last year. You know, it doesn't hurt to add very good linemen, so I think that's the smartest pick.
You got Russ there. He's going to need some protecting.
He's not. Wrong team.
No. What?
Justin Fields is it.
Justin Fields will also need protecting. Both in New York, though, right?
Yeah, one's in the Giants, and then they played on the Pittsburgh Steelers together.
Start over. No, kidding.
Okay.
Kidding. Okay.
All right, who's next?
That was the Jets. The next 8th pick is the Carolina Panthers. Panthers need some D-line help, and they need a lot of defensive help. Let's see. So I think a good pick here is Malachi Starks from Georgia. Safety.
Yeah.
Good player.
Yeah.
I think he'll help them out a lot.
Yeah. Alrighty. The next will be the 9th pick, New Orleans Saints. They, with their quarterback troubles of Derek Carr being injured and not wanting to play and taking a bunch of money from them, they will go with Shedeur Sanders.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if he goes off the board this early. But with the Derek Carr injury, that puts them in a bind.
Right.
I've heard rumblings that Derek Carr wants out of there anyway.
Yeah. I'm not sure where he's going to go. But
whatever. I will say it'll be a lot easier for him to get out of there
right.
if they bring in Sanders.
Yeah.
All
right, who's
I think
next?
this is a good fit. I think Sanders is a good fit there. Like I think it's a town that I think his dad would be happy he'd be at.
New Orleans is a town?
Yeah, New Orleans is a town. City town, same thing. Yeah. And you know, if they do poorly, they'll can the coach and Dion will go coach down in New Orleans. Even though he just signed a big
Yeah,
contract.
who knows?
Let's keep going.
All right, who's next?
Sorry, that's me. Number 10, Chicago. You hear so much about Genty, but I think this Hampton from
Hampton?
Hampton, Omarion, Hampton from North Carolina is, let's just say, not quite as good, but like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. And with an offensive coach there now, he's going to load up, and he wants lots of weapons.
Yeah.
Lots of weapons. So I think this is going to be a sneaky good pick for the Chicago Bears.
Alrighty. Next is San Francisco.
Yeah.
With a disappointing season, for the 11th pick, they will take Walter Nolan out of Mississippi. Defensive lineman.
Big, strong defensive lineman. Big kid. Okay, good. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. They were hoping Genty'd fall here. You know, he's from Dallas.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So they're going to go wide receiver, and I think they like. I think they like the kid out of Ohio State.
What's his name?
Emeka
Ibuka.
Ibuka.
Yeah, he did it right. He got the first.
Yeah, Emeka Ibuka. Good kid.
Yeah.
He'll fit in well there. Dak will throw
Yeah.
him many touchdowns. Next.
Alrighty, Miami. Next, they will take Will Johnson out of Michigan. Somehow he fell this far, but he did. And Miami needs some help on that cornerback position. So,
Surprised he fell this far?
Yeah.
The draft's weird.
Whatever.
Yep. Anyway, Indianapolis. Who's their quarterback?
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson needs some help. And the best tight end in the draft. Best friend of a quarterback is tight end.
Yeah.
So Tyler Warren from Penn State, who is, I saw him play quite a couple times, and he's pretty solid.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Indianapolis.
Okay. Alrighty. Next, after Indianapolis, is Atlanta with the 15th pick. They will go kid from Marshall. They're going to go with Mike Green.
Mike Green from Marshall.
The edge.
Fell a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, you worry about the smaller school. Playing, the competition just isn't quite
Right.
but a good kid's a good kid.
Yeah.
All right, great. Arizona Cardinals, are they the Cardinals still?
Yes, they're the Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals need a center, a safety. No. Sorry, Arizona Cardinals need cornerback and linebacker. Need some defense help. So they're going to take Campbell out of Alabama. Strong kid. He's going to be good.
Okay. Next is Cincinnati with the 17th pick.
Yeah.
They're going to go Nick Emenwari from South Carolina. Very athletic player.
Okay.
Very good.
Great. We should have that music that they play before the pick is in. That
For every single one? No.
It'd be really annoying.
Yeah. All right. That's next.
That was Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks. They lost one of their big weapons.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a big hit for them. So they are going to go with a wide receiver as well.
Okay.
They are going to take Matthew Golden out of Texas.
Okay. Yes, so. Alrighty. Next is Tampa Bay. They will go with Jalen Walker from Georgia, linebacker.
He fell. He
dropped
a little bit,
but
yeah,
teams don't need it as much, and
lucky for Tampa. And Tampa's one of those teams that's kind of filling gaps. They've got decent players at most of their
Yeah.
positions, so they're picking best
Right.
available at this point, right?
Yeah.
Great.
All right, who's next?
Pick number 20 belongs to the Denver Broncos, who need offensive help because they were offensive. Can't believe it, but Missouri wide receiver Luther Burden III drops here, and they will happily take him
Yes.
at this spot.
Indeed.
And if they didn't, you know,
Yeah.
he's going very soon. Because
Yeah.
but he's a great player. Go.
Yeah. All right. Next is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will go with Kenneth Grant from Michigan, defensive lineman. Another Michigan defensive lineman. Very good.
All right. Any other words on him? Bless you.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
No, I don't have much other words, but again, defensive linemen, they always help, and
Can never have enough
Yeah.
linemen. Jeez.
helps the bit up that line.
Yep.
Next.
Pick number 22 belongs to the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers need defensive help. So that, if you ask me, they need a quarterback. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a burn.
That's because they
man.
beat Wisconsin in the Rose
Yeah,
Bowl.
but
and
what has he done since?
Justin Herbert. Yes, right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I know you hate him.
I don't hate him. Just it bugs me. Anyway, let's see. Where should they go? Let's go with this edge kid from Tennessee.
Okay.
Tennessee had a good year, so
Okay.
we're going to take James Pierce Jr.
Okay. Got it. Alrighty. Next is our Green Bay Packers,
Oh,
and we will go with
Jade.
Barron from Texas. Very good corner. Surprised he somehow dropped this far, but probably wasn't any bias at all. But he fell this far, and the Packers will happily take
We
him.
would happily take him,
All right.
though all their fans will be screaming at you for not picking a wide receiver. Because if the Packers don't pick a wide receiver in the first round, it's
Yeah.
an ongoing
All right.
saga of.
I mean, yeah, but okay. Next pick.
Once you get in the 20s, you got to take best available player.
Yeah.
Unless
If
it's
he-
some bonkers
yeah.
thing that you have like 20
Yeah.
of those people. Minnesota. Another team that is in pretty good shape. I mean, there are questions at quarterback, but there's hope there. But they got pieces. They're filling gaps.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna take, their biggest needs are probably on the defensive
Yeah.
side. But as we said, never hurts to have linemen. And let's go with Armand Membo from Missouri. He's a tackle.
Yeah.
And he can play anywhere on that line.
Yeah.
So I
Very
think
skilled.
he's like it's good to have a piece that can play. But yes,
Yeah,
a versatile player is really really good.
Yeah.
So that the Vikings be happy
Yeah.
with that.
All right, for the 25th pick, Houston will follow in their footsteps and also go with the tackle Josh Simmons from Ohio State, another offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Stroud was like one of the most sacked quarterbacks in football last season, so this will help them a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe push them over that edge to really
Yeah.
make that.
Yep. Quality
Push.
lineman.
Yeah.
Okay. The Rams. Rams need defensive help.
Yeah.
I am going to slaughter this kid's last name. It's Donovan Izumoke? Aku?
Donovan, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's from Boston College.
He's from Boston College. Edge rusher, big kid, good kid. Might have dropped this far because of the conference that they're playing in. But at this point, like he's predicted to go
Yeah.
high. So like they are happy
Right.
to have this edge rusher fall to them here.
Yeah. Alrighty, next is Baltimore at the 27th spot. They will go also with offensive line. We see a lot of offensive line getting drafted.
Mm-hmm.
They will go with Gray Zabel from North Dakota State.
He's a guard.
Yeah, guard.
Another kid that
Again,
can play on.
Yeah, but
at all.
offensive line, very important. We saw in the Super Bowl.
Listen,
It's a good example.
and Lamar needs all. that you know that's he does. They don't seem to need, you know, playmakers.
Yeah.
They need to get tough and
Yeah.
punch some people in the face.
I guess.
Yeah, and he'll help do
Right.
that. Okay,
That makes sense.
on to the Detroit Lions. They lost 2 coordinators, so
Right.
we'll see what happens. But they are going to pick. Let's go with this kid out of Texas A&M,
Okay.
edge rusher Nick Skurtun.
All right. Who's next? We got number 29,
29,
Washington.
Washington Commanders.
Yeah. They have a lot of troubles defensively. Cornerback.
Okay.
We're going to go Trey Amos from Mississippi.
Okay.
Best available cornerback, so
Solid
they'll
pick.
pick him up. Yeah.
Yep. All right, on to pick number 30, the Buffalo Bills. They need defensive help, but I feel like Josh Allen also needs help,
Yeah.
and their 2 tight ends just did not produce.
Right.
And this is another we're 30, like you're picking best available player, and to me, one of the best available players still on the board is Colston Loveland from Michigan, tight end. Good kid, big kid. If he can be a safety valve,
Yeah. Can help him.
he could really help that team. Often, a lot of stuff that we saw in the championship game last year,
Right.
where they couldn't get 1 yard.
Yeah.
Big 6'5" kid run a yard downfield,
Yeah,
box somebody
right.
out, throw it. So I think he goes there.
Okay. Next, 31, Kansas City. They will go with offensive line.
Yeah,
Because they need
they
it.
better.
They will
All
go,
they should pick is
yeah,
offensive line.
They will go
the
with
entire draft.
Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas.
Okay.
Good offensive line. Another nice piece to
Yep.
help him.
Okay. Great.
Or what's last?
And the final pick of the first round of the mock draft, at pick number 32, your Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see. They're going to keep a kid in state. They're going to
Okay.
just go over to Happy Valley,
Yeah.
go to Penn State, pick up Kevin Winston Jr.
Okay.
And that will
That will
fill it out.
conclude the draft.
That's the draft. So
There you
now
go.
there it
Yeah.
is. Let us know
Yeah.
if you think we're crazy.
Yeah.
But I think we did a good draft.
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
All right, and that's it.
That's it.
We might do a review, but we might go right back into the deep dives.
Yeah.
We'll probably just go back into the deep
Yeah.
dive so that but it'll be good to have a draft
Yeah,
class
right.
that's available
Right.
now instead of with the first 8 that we're kind of just guessing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it though, right?
All right. Yeah.
Peace?
Peace.